Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now in this video, we are going to be covering DexFi, and I have just put a new investment into this on two different wallets. I have $400 in this wallet and I have around 2 grand on another wallet so that we can test and see how this does. So this is not a sponsored video. I have seen this project go around for a long time now, and I thought I would chuck some money in here and see how it does, basically. So I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and be very careful about what you're investing in crypto and DeFi because it is the riskiest stuff in the world. With that being said, let's jump into it. So if you go over to DexFi, you can see all of the different things that they have going on. I'm not going to cover the complete project. I'm going to cover what I'm sort of invested in. You can see the vaults here, and they have a bunch of different farming vaults that you can jump into. They've got the GDEX, Bridge, and DAO. Or you can come over to the bonds section, and this is where I am in, and a lot of other people are in. You can see that they currently have a fund value of $2.1 million with almost 20,000 bonds minted. So how this works is you have a bond, right? And the price for one bond is currently $106. And I've been in this project twice now. As I mentioned, I have $400 on this wallet. I have 2 grand on another wallet. And essentially, you can go ahead and mint these bonds. One bond is currently the price of $106, and we'll get to that in just a second. But if you can purchase as many or as little as you like, you click, actually, let me just switch to base. You can go ahead and mint these bonds here. And then what happens is you will start earning USDC. Okay, so what happens is your $400 that you purchase the price with, which you purchase in ETH and you claim USDC rewards. So you purchase with Ethereum. Let's say you go in with, I don't know, the same as what I did, 4 bonds. I have 4. 0.12 ETH. That 0.12 ETH gets added to the fund. You get your NFTs, which is basically a portion of this fund. And then essentially you can claim your USDC rewards whenever you like. The current APR is 84%. And they've currently distributed almost $700,000 in rewards, which is nice. So you can come over and have a look at the fund and how this actually works. It's basically just a yield farming. I mean, it literally says easy button yield farming. Yield farming made simple. Mint a bond and start earning real yield from fees on actively managed liquidity. No guesswork, just on-chain rewards of complete transparency. So I think a lot of people aren't getting into DeFi and don't get into liquidity farming, yield farming, and DeFi in general, because of how complex it is. Setting up this wallet, you got to have, literally all of these extensions are different wallets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different wallets. Just on this Google Chrome account. Then I have a lot of other Google Chrome accounts with a lot of other wallets. I also have different wallets under my more extension. So it gets very confusing for a lot of normal day-to-day people. You have a job, you don't want to come home and then figure out all this DeFi stuff. It's basically another full-time job. So you can come into here, own a treasury bond, simply purchase with ETH, and then just stack your rewards up, right? The current APR at 85%, which is pretty good. And how they farm is if you go over to the DBank portfolio, you can see this ETH, I'm guessing, is waiting to go in the farms, which are bonds. There's 52 grand of recent bond purchases that I'm sure are waiting to get added. And if you come down to see what they are farming, these are all of the different positions that they're in. So you can go ahead and take a look at this, all of the different positions and how they're earning this yield. I'm not going to go over all of them. They have it on different chains and different positions. And then they're currently farming with, $2.1 million. So it's pretty simple, to be honest. And it's a very good way of allowing people to go ahead and access yield farming easily. You can come ahead and unstake these bonds whenever you like, and then you can also go ahead and redeem your bonds whenever you like. So you'll need to unstake and redeem, and you can do this for 90% of the NFT's value. So if you're going to do this, at least make sure, of course you can exit early if you need to, but at least make sure to break even first. So at least earn 10% either in the value of ETH or in the value of the USDC before redeeming them. Otherwise, you will lose out on 10%. Now, if you're wondering how this price gets determined, well, let's go ahead and read the docs. So if we scroll down to, what does it say about the price here? NFT staking. Purchase NFTs are automatically staked in the NFT farm and earn USDC based on the performance of the vaults. While NFT sales are calculated in ETH, profit from the vault investments is taken in USDC, allowing us to subtract this value from the purchase price of the bonds to ensure that all new deposits are directly towards principal investment. Profits from vault investments will be claimed on a weekly epochs. Returns generated will be split 70-30 between NFT stakers and the DexFi treasury. So if you calm down, I'm pretty sure there is a way about, they did explain how the pricing works, but essentially it is based on the value of the fund divided by how many bonds there are. And there's another calculation in there. I'm not 100% sure if I'm being honest, but it does say so in here somewhere. So make sure you fully read the docs, but I'm not here for that, to be honest. I'm just kind of showing you the protocol, and this is what I have done. So yeah, I will leave a link in the description if you're interested. You can go and check it out. Now, I'm going to also show you what else I am currently farming on this wallet. So let's go ahead and show you those. Over on Pendle, I have around 7 grand farming different protocols. 5k is in ALUSD on this wallet, and this is Almanac, which I am currently farming. I'm currently farming both the points token and the yield tokens. So if you go into here, you can see how this is split. On this wallet, I just have $200 worth of yield tokens, and I have 4.8k worth of yield tokens. So point tokens. I'm not going to explain everything, the difference between point token and yield token, but essentially the yield token is essentially leveraged. So you can see here that my $4,805 worth of point tokens is worth 4,874 of the actual token itself. However, my $176 is worth $12,600 in token value. So this is leveraged. Now what happens is this goes to zero on the end date. So on the 11th of December 2025, this $176 will basically be at zero. And why, you ask, am I paying them $200? Well, until this date, I'm essentially farming with an extra 12k. So instead of farming with like $5,000 earning points on the project, I'm now technically farming with, what's that, $17,000. So obviously I get points based on $17,000 instead of 5. So that's why I do that. And then I also have these two farms here, SUSD AI, which again, this is just LP, and I have some yield to claim there, and this SUSD AI yield tokens as well. So there's two different farms here. One of them is on the Plasma chain, and then one of them is on Arbitrum. This one on Arbitrum ends in 8 days, and again, same thing. So I'm basically just earning points, but also earning some yield. It's like $34 in maybe a week or so. So this is the USD AI website. So if you go over to Get USD AI, if you go over to your leaderboard, you can see how many points you have and whatnot. So yeah, that is pretty cool. And you can see sort of basically how this works is it works on Allo, and you either can be airdrop aligned or ICO aligned, depending on which strategies you go ahead and do, right? And you can't be both. So I am airdrop aligned because I've got the staked USD AI. If you want to be ICO, so get the option to participate in the ICO, then you can do USD AI, but you won't get an airdrop. And then the Almanac website. This is the Almanac website, which you can go ahead and take a look over there as well. So these are two projects that I'm yield farming. I'm also yield farming this, which is projectx.com, which is on the base chain. I have two farms. I currently have Hype and USDT, and I also have Hype and ETH. If you watched my previous video on this, I had like 300 or 200 and something dollars worth of rewards unclaimed because I hadn't touched this in months, or a few weeks, should I say. And that did climb to basically $500 worth of rewards. So I went ahead and claimed that and then opened up a new position to farm with an extra $500. So that is that. And I currently have $24, $23 in unclaimed yield, plus that 35. So my math isn't mathing, like $60 almost in rewards to claim just from yield farming. That's just a bonus. Plus I'm also in DexFi, which is a pretty cool project, if I do say so myself. Once these farms have ended, these yield farms that I'm currently farming in here, I'm thinking of just chucking this 7k directly into here. That will earn a nice, tidy passive income. With 7 grand into this, plus the 2.5 that I already have, so 9.5k. If we times that by the current APR, which is 84.7%, and we divide that by 365 days, that's going to be $20 a day, which is going to be times 30 days. It's going to be $600 per month, which is very nice on 9.5k. So yeah, a nice little passive income here. So that is what I'm currently in this for 2.5 grand. Then I currently have $7,000 allocated towards Pendle. I have, which is these 2 projects here. And then I also have another like $3,000 allocated here. So I'm currently farming with just over 10k, 11, 12k, something like that. So that is what I'm currently doing in DeFi. Those are pretty much all of my positions at the moment. The rest of my on-chain money is sat in spot positions in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I just thought I'd make this video, introduce DexFi to you. I'll leave links to everything in the description. And that is pretty much what I'm doing. So let me know if you're in these. Let me know what you're doing at the moment in DeFi. And I will see you on the next video. Peace.